Before starting these new lessons, I'd like to introduce our learning community to you. All members can access to enjoying art workshops and collections of lessons. Paint With Me members can download the full-size reference photos for a better learning experience. VIP members can join the private Facebook group to actively share discussions of our learning and experiences with like-minded artists. Gold members can receive advice directly from me and receive video critiques and suggestions of your work. Please check below for the link to join us. We're waiting for you to become part of our Enjoying Art learning community. For this watercolor painting of a boat, I want to talk about how to use reference. How can we change the reference? How can we change it the way that we want it? Most of the time, when we're looking at a reference, there's always something in the reference and really attract our attention, and then we jump into it and started painting. And we need to slow down at the beginning and looking at the reference and start thinking about how we can change it for make it better in the composition. Let's take a look at this reference. And this side is the picture of the watercolor painting. On this side, and there's something, the boat is really good. It's nice angle on the boat. There's something travel over here and has a couple floater over here. It's just really nice things floating over here. And have a rock on this side, but we may not really want to use the way it is. We want to make some changes. First, let's talk about something wrong over here. The wrong thing is, we can see the boat, actually the whole boat is really complete. You're almost like nothing missing. And second thing, the rock over here, you can see the direction along the side of the boat and going. And this is going off the page already. What we want to make it to be the focal point of our painting. This is very important. Not that we want to draw or paint something just to make it look real. This is not enough. It's just good. It's a good exercise at the beginning. But as you already get to this stage, I want you to go to the next step, to thinking about what I'm going to feature in this painting. What the people eventually going to focus on. Because the people's eye travel, first take a look at the boat and going around over here and eventually coming on this line. And boom, it's already off the page and going somewhere else. Maybe the next painting display on the right side. So we don't want that to happen. I want the people looking at these objects as the focal point. I want the viewer's eyes travel over here and stop, and then looking down here. How can we do that? And we need to do some adjustment, some changes in order to make that happen. First, I am going to move this rock. Okay, I know this is not easy. It's just already the way it is. How can I go over there to move the rock higher? But you can do that mentally. Okay. We can move this up here. If we do that, okay, if we move this rock up here, so you know what's going to happen? When the eye travel over here and suddenly stop. And then following, looking at the line, following on this direction. And then you can looking into over here. I just make a stop over here. And that's it. That will fix the problem. Second thing, the boat looks really light. The boat's interesting, but I don't want the boat to be the first object because nobody would miss the boat. The boat is there. So what I would like to do, I want to make the boat a little bit darker, but I want this area a little bit lighter. And also I would make the color, the red color, especially here, I want that red color to stand out as the first object. So I'm going to make it brighter. I can do that with watercolor painting. I can make it brighter, whatever I want, right? It's pretty easy. Second thing is the rock over here, I want the sand to cover part of it. So I don't want to see is the whole complete rock on the right side. And I also have some sand over carve over here too. And also, as I'm bringing the sand and the main objects to be lighter and have brighter colors, and I also want to have the background over here make it a little darker. And the last thing, you look at that on the left side over here, it looks really tight. It looks like almost like I cannot breathe when I look at this edge. So in that case, I want to expand the border over here. I'm going to move it a little bit off. You know, you can see the rock on the left hand side in the background. You can basically take that information and extend it. And maybe take some reference over here and move it over there. And that's pretty easy to do. When I look at this painting, it's already beautiful. And the technique is good, the color is good, but something is missing. It's something that is not well thought through at the beginning. This is what I like to see in your next painting. I want you to think a little more. Think a little more before you start. And also in your drawing exercise, and not just try to capture from the reference. Always think a little bit, how can I make it better? Especially, what is the focal point? What's the important object? What's the number one or what's the number two? What is being featured and what is going to be supporting? I hope these suggestions would help. As always, enjoying art and life. Let's make every day a fun day.